When trust crumbles, the hidden lies that shatter relationships. Picture this. You've just achieved a lifelong dream, buying your first home with your spouse. The ink is barely dry on the deed. Your name's proudly listed side by side. You're hosting a celebratory dinner, surrounded by family and friends, basking in the glow of your shared accomplishment. Then, in a single moment, your partner steals the spotlight, erasing your contribution with a story that paints them as the sole hero. How would you feel? Betrayed, invisible, furious? This isn't just a hypothetical, it's the raw, unfiltered reality for one woman whose husband's life sparked a firestorm of doubt and confrontation. Buckle up, because this story challenges everything you think you know about trust, partnership, and the stories we tell ourselves about love. The house that divided us. At 31, Sarah and her 34-year-old husband, Mark, had just bought their first single-story home, a milestone that felt like a testament to their equal partnership. Both had poured their savings into the purchase, their names etched on a title as proof of their shared commitment. To celebrate, they invited Mark's family and friends for a housewarming dinner. Sarah's family, living out of state, couldn't attend, but the evening promised warmth and joy. Guests arrived with gifts, toured the cozy new home, and settled in for a night of laughter until Mark dropped a bombshell. As dessert was served, Mark launched into a monologue about his sacrifice. He spoke of extra jobs he'd taken, years of penny pinching, and the Herculean effort he'd made to buy his house. Sarah froze, her fork hovering midair. His house, she stared at him, waiting for a nod to her equal role. The late nights she'd worked, the vacations she'd skipped, the savings she'd meticulously built. But Mark pressed on, weaving a tale of solo triumph, describing how he found the house and overcame countless obstacles to secure it. His family and friends nodded, impressed, hanging on his every word. Sarah's heart pounded. This wasn't just a slight, it was erasure. She interrupted, her voice steady but sharp. Wait. This isn't your house, Mark. It's our house. We saved equally. We contributed equally. The room fell silent. Mark's mother, eyebrows raised, asked if Sarah was serious. Sarah offered to show the legal documents, her tone daring anyone to challenge her. Mark's face flushed with shock, his friends and family staring as he excused himself to the bathroom for 40 minutes. When the guests left, Mark exploded. What the hell was that? He demanded. Sarah fired back, accusing him of lying to his family and erasing her role. Mark doubled down, claiming she'd humiliated him in front of everyone, stripping him of his moment. What did you gain by making me look like a fool? He shouted. Sarah countered that his lie was the real betrayal, but Mark accused her of being petty and arrogant, ruining his joy in their new home. Exhausted, Sarah went to bed, while Mark gave her the silent treatment, sulking for days. Why this hurts? The emotional and logical fallout. Mark's lie wasn't just a fib, it was a betrayal of trust, a public dismissal of Sarah's contribution, a cut deeper than any private argument. Emotionally, Sarah felt invisible, her years of hard work reduced to a footnote in Mark's self-aggrandizing narrative. Logically, his actions raised red flags. Why did he need to claim sole credit? Was this a one-off, or a pattern of manipulation? His defensive reaction, blaming Sarah for humiliating him, suggests a deeper issue, a need to control the narrative, even at the cost of truth. This story taps into a universal fear, being betrayed by those we trust most. It exploits the fairness bias, where we instinctively recoil at unequal treatment. Sarah's equal contribution to the home purchase makes Mark's life feel like a theft, not just of credit, but of her dignity. The social proof bias amplifies the stakes. Mark's family and friends, initially impressed by his story, became unwitting accomplices in his deception, making Sarah's public correction feel like a rebellion against a collective lie. A controversial take. Is partnership a myth? Here's where we break the mold. What if equal partnership is a fantasy we cling to, ignoring the messy reality of human ego? Society sells us the idea of 50-50 relationships, but Mark's story suggests a darker truth. Some people crave the spotlight so badly they'll rewrite history to get it. This isn't just about one man's lie, it's a challenge to the myth that love guarantees fairness. Maybe true equality is impossible when pride and insecurity collide. This perspective isn't comfortable, but it forces us to question whether we've been naive about what partnership really means. The ripple effect. Lies that unravel lives. Sarah's story isn't unique. Consider another case. Grace, a woman whose husband criticized her for abandoning her feminine appearance during the pandemic. Grace, once a vision of high heels and flawless makeup, shifted to sweatpants and barefaced comfort while working from home. Her husband, frustrated, called her a homeless woman, revealing his shallow priorities. Like Mark, he deflected blame, accusing Grace of letting herself go rather than examining his own expectations. Both stories expose a pattern: partners who prioritize image over truth, leaving their loved ones feeling devalued. Or take Jess, who sparked a family feud by bringing an apple streusel to a dinner where her fiancé's grandmother's version was a sacred tradition. Jess's insistence on a friendly competition ignored the family's emotional attachment to the dish, escalating into a confrontation where her dessert was thrown out. Her refusal to back down mirrors Mark's defensiveness. Both clung to their narratives, alienating those around them. Then there's the heartbreaking case of Emily, whose husband sold their baby shower gifts to fund a friend's truck repair. His justification that the nursery was already stocked and he had a right to half the gifts echoes Mark's entitlement. These stories share a common thread. One partner's selfish act fractures trust, leaving the other to pick up the pieces. The psychology of deception. Why do people like Mark lie? Psychologically, it's often about self-enhancement bias, the need to boost one's ego by exaggerating achievements. Mark's story fed his desire to be seen as a provider, a hero. But when challenged, he resorted to defensive attribution, blaming Sarah to avoid accountability. This manipulation tactic, gaslighting her into feeling guilty for speaking truth, borders on emotional abuse. The scarcity bias also plays a role. Mark treated credit for the house as a finite resource, believing Sarah's acknowledgement diminished his own. This serious mindset reveals a warped view of partnership, where one person's gain is another's loss. For Sarah, the lie wasn't just about the house, it was a warning sign of deeper issues. If Mark could erase her role in such a public way, what else might he distort? A call to action. Don't stay silent. If Sarah's story resonates with you, don't let it fade into the background noise of your day. Trust is the foundation of any relationship, and lies like Mark's are cracks in that foundation. Here's what you can do right now. Reflect on your relationships. Have you ever felt erased or undervalued by a partner, friend, or family member? Write down one instance and how it made you feel. Acknowledging these moments is the first step to addressing them. Speak your truth. Like Sarah, don't let lies slide. Call out deception calmly but firmly, even if it's uncomfortable. Studies show that confronting small betrayals early prevents larger ones. 90% of unresolved conflicts escalate over time. Seek support. Share your story with a trusted friend or therapist. Social support reduces stress by 26%, according to psychological research. You're not alone, and others' perspectives can clarify your next steps. Set boundaries. If someone repeatedly dismisses your contributions, establish clear consequences. For Sarah, this might mean couples counseling or, in extreme cases, reevaluating the marriage. Protect your worth. Act now. Don't wait for another lie to shake your confidence. Join an online community or forum today to connect with others who face similar betrayals. the longer you delay, the harder it is to reclaim your voice. Act within the next 24 hours to harness the urgency of this moment. This isn't just about Sarah, it's about you. Every time you let a lie go unchallenged, you give away a piece of your power. Don't let that happen. Share this story on social media with #TrustMatters to spark a conversation. Your voice could inspire someone else to stand up for themselves. A broader lens. Cultural and social implications. Mark's lie also reflects cultural pressures. In many societies, men are expected to be the breadwinner, a role that can breed insecurity when shared with a partner. Mark's need to claim sole credit may stem from this outdated script. But it's no excuse. Sarah's public correction challenged not just his lie, but the societal norms that enable such behavior. This clash between individual truth and cultural expectation makes her story a microcosm of larger battles for equality. Consider the parallel with Emily's husband, who prioritized his friend's trip over their baby's needs. His actions reflect a what's mine is mine mentality, rooted in entitlement rather than partnership. These cases highlight a broader issue. When ego trumps empathy, relationships suffer. The solution lies in fostering mutual respect, where contributions are celebrated, not competed over. A personal anecdote: the cost of silence. I once knew a couple, Lisa and Tom, who faced a similar betrayal. Tom exaggerated his role in their business, telling clients he built it single-handedly, while Lisa managed the books and operations. For years, Lisa stayed silent, fearing confrontation would fracture their marriage. But the resentment grew, and when she finally spoke up at a company event, Tom accused her of sabotaging his reputation. The fallout was messy. Divorce followed, but Lisa later said the truth set her free. Her story reminds us that silence may preserve peace temporarily, but it erodes trust permanently. The resolution: rebuilding or moving on. For Sarah, the path forward is unclear. Mark's silent treatment and refusal to apologize suggest a deeper rift. Couples counseling could help them unpack his motives and rebuild trust, but only if he's willing to own his actions. If not, Sarah may need to consider whether this marriage aligns with her values. Trust, once broken, requires effort to repair, effort Mark hasn't yet shown. This story isn't just about a house, it's about the stories we tell and the truths we bury. Sarah's courage to speak up, despite the cost, is a reminder that your voice matters, whether it's a partner, friend, or family member. Don't let lies write your reality. Stand tall, speak truth, and demand the respect you deserve. The alternative: silence is a betrayal of yourself.